gets back home tonight. And the clock just starts right over, and the walls come closing in, and the bathroom dips and then twirls, and your eyes get sunken in so deeply you can't recognize the face you see so easily. No one gets back home tonight.
Are we live? Well, no one's here to tell me if we are or not. I guess I have to check myself. Oh my God, we're live. Yay. Let me fix my layout. What is this business here? What the actual heck? Well, I guess we're stuck with me in the corner here for now. Hi, it's me, your host, Riv. Yes, singular host. Today, it's just me, talking at myself and some others. If you happen to trickle in, I hope you do. I really do. Welcome to the stream. This time, we're going to be doing a segment. I'm going to be doing a segment that I like to call Special Interest Nerds, which is, yes, a throwback to a previous season. Oh, but we're going to wait a second here for other people to join and hang out in the chat. This stuff takes time, and we'll have some fun dead air, letting all the social media know that we're live. Come join me. Until then, I'll just take some deep breaths and good someone's here, I think. All right, let's see. I did the threads thing. Let's do the blue sky thing. This is great. Behind the scenes, it's just all me and my little phone. All the places, all the things. Sorry, the door was stuck. We couldn't get in. It says sweaty man bag. Oh, I both hate and love that username. So thank you for that. I'm glad the door is now loosened for you to come in and settle in. Folks, as you trickle in, Ladris IP. As you trickle in, feel free to ask me questions in the chat. We'll do this as kind of an AMA / me giving some lore and a deep dive into my special interests, like these guitars behind me. I'll be talking about things like how I do music production, what got me into music, how I built these guitars. Additionally, I'm going to go into what I do for this podcast, since I am the executive producer, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So much so that it's often tough for me to be on the show and also produce the show. But here I am, doing it all, baby. Hello. All right, I've got some questions coming in here. Great. All right, the Trans Kitchen says, when is your next song coming out? And is it dedicated to me? Parentheses. Yes, it is. How dare you answer your own question? How dare you? My next song is still currently mostly in my brain. It is, I've got drums down a little bit in Logic Pro, which is what I use to record and produce my music. It's really super fun. I've been using it since I worked at the Apple Store a long time ago and got to have some free courses on how to use it. So it's been great. But I'm hoping to get the instrumental version out of a new song by the end of this year. So fingers crossed I have time. It's a very busy Q4, as the corporate world says. And by the way, the Trans Kitchen was talking about my little recording artist persona, I guess you could say. Go on to any streaming service and look up Barry the River, Bury, not Barry as in a strawberry, not Barry as in a guy named Barry, as in I have a colloquial accent for that word that I can't seem to change. And so it sounds like those other two things. It's weird being up here on your own. It's really super weird. Oh, what do you think? Should we get into some lore? Well, I started talking about my music. So let's start there. When I was a young girl, my father, he took me to the city. Just kidding. I fell in love with classic rock from a young age. And I fell in love with the idea of making music and creating in general. Ooh, great. Let's see. I got a question here that is kind of relevant. I'm already doing this. Cool. Tell us about your musical journey. You have said you are self-taught. Walk us through the process / journey you undertook. Thank you, Trans Kitchen. I appreciate you. I'll start at the beginning, and when I come to the end, I will stop. So, as a young girl, fell in love with classic rock, fell in love with blues and that kind of stuff. Had a disco era where I was really in love with disco for a bit too. Don't know what that was about. But eventually I decided that I really wanted to learn how to play guitar. And it was partly fueled by someone in middle school telling me that they were going to be at the talent show and they needed someone to play bass. And I was like, well, I've played a little bit of guitar. I should learn some more professionally so I can play bass. And I said, yeah, I'll play bass for you in the show. And so with that, I did like 4 months of lessons, and the guy was really cool, but I think the signs were there that I had ADHD the whole time, and it was really hard to focus and just memorize chord progressions and memorize like harmonics and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back into that now and actually learn inside and out the details of all of those different like finger placements and chord progressions. And I kind of figured most of them out on my own already, but it's probably good to academically know what they sound like and what they're called and what the notes are. And I just kind of skipped that because ADHD said, sound good, make do sound good. Let's do that. And from there, I just ended up quitting professional lessons and realized I could just play by ear. So I would do things like, of course, go online and download and print out guitar tabs back in the day, which were and also are almost never accurate, I feel like, for the song you're looking for. Anyway, so by the way, I just got out of the shower in case you couldn't tell. My hair is very dry. I'm very wet and very curly. You're welcome. I'm very self-conscious about it, but we do what we must. Anyway, I ended up playing bass in that talent show for middle school, and we didn't practice ahead of time. We didn't do anything. I remember asking about it, like, do we need to practice? And they're like, they kept pushing it back. And then the day of came and they'd hand me the bass before going on stage. And we were playing Chop Suey from System of a Down. Sorry, I slurred that. From System of a Down. Hey, Future Riv, cut that part out where you sounded like shit. Great. I'm not going to. And it wasn't tuned to the right tuning. It wasn't tuned at all. The whole thing started sounding just like lots of noise. All that mattered was that I played it passionately. Like, I knew the tabs, so I knew what to do. They were not the notes they were supposed to be. So that was fun. But yeah, that's kind of where I started being self-taught. And I would start to play along with the music on the radio with my guitar and get really good at playing by ear. And beyond that, I really wanted to create things. So I loved Tool. Big inspiration back in my high school days, where I love the different layers of guitar and the different time signatures and how those things would change. So I tried to emulate a lot of that with some really old school software that I don't think's around anymore. I don't even know what it's called anymore. For my first DAW, digital audio workstation. Yes, Tool is my absolute jam, says Lexi. Yes, Tool is fucking awesome. I mean, there's some problematic stuff, I think, with some things, but hey, what doesn't have that? But yeah, I've always been a big fan of Tool, big fan of a Perfect Circle. Really big influences on my music in my early days. Anything, yes, Ashlyn Lee says, anything involving Maynard is the shit. Yes. So that's kind of how I ended up teaching myself guitar. On the other side of that, I was in high school as a senior, and somehow I got into advanced music theory. So I actually did get to learn at that point some music theory in terms of what sounds good together, which I already had a natural ability for. But it was nice to know I was being validated in that class by just kind of guessing at stuff and saying, oh, that sounds great. And they're like, hey, how did you know that? Like, well, it's not book smart. I tell you that much. It's not the book smart part, because I cannot sit still and absorb this information. So learn by doing. Well, people are becoming friends in the chat. Go you. My first guitar, by the way, was an off-brand Stratocaster, the classic like candy apple red coating, the white pick guard, all of that. And it played well enough. It played pretty well. I ended up replacing the pick guard and the hardware with my own custom stuff. Well, not my own, but I ordered some better items So now I still have it, barely play it, but because I'm not a huge fan of the buzz from Stratocasters, but it is a beauty, and she's not pictured behind me, but I will hang her on the wall at some point and make sure you can all see. After I started playing Stratocaster, I kept learning more about humbucker pickups. So I'm deep diving here into some really nerdy shit. So remember, the segment is Special Interest Nerds. Just a reminder for those joining us right now, I am deep diving into my special interest, and I hope you enjoy it. Ask me questions along the way in chat. Ask me anything, honestly. I'll do my best to answer it if it's appropriate. Yes, Lexi Lottle, humbuckers have such a nice tone. They really do. And a really huge lack of static or feedback or buzzing, obviously, because that's what they're made for. But all of my guitars currently use humbuckers and kind of a Les Paul design or a wiring setup. But I lost track of what I was saying because ADHD. It's a cozy stream. There's going to be dead air. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? It's just me. It's just me being nerdy. Nerdy and cute, hopefully. Bunny trails. Green Moonfire is calling me out for bunny trails. That's a Samara thing. I don't do bunny trails. Do I? Do I do bunny trails? Bunny trails. I think it's really fun to look at different sayings between different, even just regions, because I've always said going down a rabbit hole, but it sounds like a bunny trail is a similar thing, but just a little bit cuter in my opinion. That is a you thing. Hey, Samara's here. Ladris. All right, let's see here. I talked about how I kind of got into music. I talked about, let me tell you I'm going to drop some more lore of just anecdotes while doing the whole music scene. I did a tiny bit of actual playing at some venues, did a little bit of practicing really early on in high school after people found out I could play guitar. But the hardest thing, especially back then, was getting people to sit down and actually practice with you and get together and make time for it. It was very short-lived, and I had this wonderful amp, little compact Behringer. I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't seen that thing in over 20 years. But we would go and practice whenever we actually did get together and practice at the drummer's house. So I ended up just leaving my amp there. I was like, cool, we're going to be there again soon. Let's leave it here. And of course, every single time we would plan to do it again, it'd fall through. And eventually we hadn't practiced for like 2 months. And I drive by, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to pick this up then. And I come pick it up and they're like, it's not here. What? So someone fucking stole my amp. Probably the drummer. And I don't know, for themselves, hawked it. I don't know. But that really sucked and put me off of doing music for a while. That and going to college and refocusing on stuff to make me money. Being a cog in a capitalist machine. Soapbox, not bunny trail. That's what I have. I have soapboxes. Come on, y'all. Give me some questions. Come at me. I've got coffee, so I'm going to get more hyper soon. Listen. Ladra says, who is Samara? This entire stream do be a soapbox. I mean, it's lore. It's deep diving in my special interests, and you get soapboxes in between. It's the whole package, baby. Just like me. Well, my throat is pretty scratchy, so I'm sorry it's a little bit lower than usual, but, you know, whatever. Sorry for the dog barking. Ooh, okay, I've got some questions coming in here. Oh God, use the time to play some music? No, probably not right now. I don't have an amp, right? I only have my computer. So that's the thing. I had an amp, and it was kind of a shared amp, and I'm no longer in the location of that shared amp. To be as diplomatic as possible. Yeah, I can't really play. It'd be kind of hard to play. I could figure it out, but I need to do it way ahead of time. No, I won't play music on the stream right now, just because I can't really logistically do it easily right now. But someday, I will have an amp again, and someday, I will route it through my computer, and you can hear it, and it'll be great. Let me go back here. There's a question by Bree Moonfire saying, describe doing vocals after voice training. This one's weird because when I did voice training, I did it for I did it professionally for maybe 2 months, 3 months before I was like, yeah, this ain't working. This whole interpersonal stuff's not working for me. She just didn't fit for me. And I realized that when I had found this person, they had a strong focus in vocals for singing, just general. So we did a lot of that. Excuse me, I'm burping a whole bunch. You're welcome, stream. You're welcome. No, I will not edit that out. So she focused heavily on training me for singing and not for speaking. And I didn't know why, because my voice hasn't changed in like 3 years. After I kind of trained it, I let it just go a little bit lower if it wants to. It's comfy, whatever. Someone told me I sound like Sigourney Weaver, and I'll take that. So whatever. But it is strange because even before voice training, or at least for me, my singing voice and my speaking voice are in very different parts of my throat. So the different muscles activate, especially if you're thinking about scream vocals, very different part of my throat. But the cool thing about doing scream vocals is that because it is a whole different area of your throat that's activating, it actually makes it easier to switch from that to clean vocals rapidly. So it's almost like the screaming's coming down from here, and I switch to clean singing, and it goes up in here. Thank you. It's weird. It's a lot of muscle memory. It's a lot of remembering what you've learned and putting it to use, and keeping your tongue a little bit higher against the roof of your mouth. And eventually it just kind of comes more naturally, but it's a very strange sensation. Anyway, I will go back to more questions. Trinity LaFay says, so you have built at least one of your guitars. Was that a kit? Did you piece it together? Yeah, great question. I'm going to get to this. I love talking about building shit. Also, my hair is just so wet. I'm so sorry, everyone. Let's do that. I actually have built 2 of the guitars behind me. I've built 4 guitars total. And when I say I built them, it means that I did not go and get a kit. I actually went out and bought, back when it was more easily available, slabs of mahogany. And I used a bandsaw in my dad's garage at the time, my parents' garage, to carve the shapes out and actually carve the whole body. So I would actually create the bodies myself, use a router to carve out the holes where the hardware goes, whether it's the pickups or with the neck kind of bolts on, or even the back. You make a giant cavity in the back so you can actually fit all of the electronics, pots, and potentiometers, which are the same thing which are the things we call volume and tone knobs. Those are attached to little mechanical parts called potentiometers or pots. Learning how to solder all of that together, and learning how to be very precise with measurements, which I fucked up some on this guitar here. I ended up putting the bridge here too close to the actual pickup, so I had to put in some wood putty, and it didn't like it. Shit happens. You'll learn. It's fun. I miss it. I was gonna do it again when I had a space and I had tools, but don't have access to that anymore. So maybe in the future, we'll see what happens. More questions. Where they go? Don't know if I understand this one here. Oh, okay. Running joke. Sasha Strange says, your album sales are going up after trans men discovered that playing it backwards is a reduction spell. I'm assuming that you mean a breast reduction spell. That's what I'm assuming you mean. But if you don't mean that, you can clarify it for me. More chapstick. Yes, running joke indeed. There was a running joke with Sasha Strange here on the social medias that my music makes people's boobs grow. And I wish that were the case, because come on, girls. All right. I talked about building guitars. I talk so quickly. It's only been half an hour. I'm running out of content. Well, we'll see how long I last here. I am going to introduce you to my guitars. This one here. I know I did this in another episode, but officially, this is all about me, so you're welcome. This is my Jackson 7-string. She's the newest addition. She's also my go-to for recording and playing. And you might say, why do you need a 7-string? Why not a 6-string? Is 7-string better? Why doing that? Well, a 7 string lets you go even lower. So a lot of those newer metal artists you're hearing with like really, really deep guitar, they're using a 7 string guitar. Calm down, Malmstein. Okay. I don't know what's going on, Sasha. What are you doing to me in the chat here? Anyway, so Malmstein. Sasha, you're breaking my brain. I don't know what you're talking about. But then again, I like to have context for everything. I'm literal. Okay, Trinity's jumping in to clarify. Malmsteen, late 80s guitar god. A guitarist I've heard plays like he has 7 fingers on each hand. Well, that's pretty cool. Thankfully, you don't need 7 fingers to play the 7 string. Anyway, it's been my favorite new toy since I got it. And everything I'm doing now will be using the 7 string to get those really deep lows. And it's just so fun. It's just so fun to just chug. That chugging muted guitar is so good. Anyway, moving on. This one you already saw a second ago, but this one I built. She is mahogany with a cherry finish and some black and gold hardware to make her kind of stand out. The last guitar I ever built, my favorite, but is imperfect because of the putty down here. And also, when I bolted the neck on, I fucked up. So there's putty in there too. Don't worry about it. Oh, thanks, Sasha. Sasha says, love the wood on that one. It's a beautiful color. Thank you. Thank y'all. More guitar stuff. Oh, this one's heavy as fuck. This one was the first guitar I ever built, believe it or not. Took me a long time, but I saw the LTD Warlock in a magazine when I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, like 17, 18. And I fell in love with that design, but they weren't selling it at the time in guitar form, at least not that I could see. So I said, what if I built it? And I started researching how to build guitars from that moment. And basically adapted a standard Stratocaster design and adapted it to look more like an LTD Warlock design. So just really wanted to have a thing that didn't exist. And it's been, before I got the Jackson 7 string, it's been my daily driver and my favorite. Lurking. Let's see here. My final guitar on the wall is this little bass. I inherited it from someone I used to be with, and I'm happy I have a bass. It gets the job done. But, it's not my favorite bass in the world. I built a 5-string bass a while ago and ended up selling it. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to me, the pickups were dead. So when I sold it on some kind of marketplace, the guy messaged me afterwards like, hey, these pickups don't work. So I had to refund him half of the cost because it would cost the same amount to get them repaired. So it didn't work out in my favor. I should have just kept it and fixed it myself because I missed that bass. It was gorgeous. It was also mahogany and cherry stained. Beautiful 5-string bass. I need one again in my life. It's so much easier to hit those lows. I'm telling you, just an extra thick gauge. Ooh, Ashlyn. Wait, hold on. I've got some people putting more stuff in the chat. Hold on. Do any of them have names from Ashlyn Lee? Yeah, they do. So my Jackson 7 string, I just call Miss Jackson. And sometimes when I bump into things with her, which I do all the time when she's strapped on me. Phrasing. I go, I'm sorry, Mrs. Jackson. This one here is named Gloria with a Y instead of an I. Yes, Sasha. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Are you for real? I am for real. But this one's named Gloria. This one here is named Eve, actually. And then the bass I have not named. I don't want to get too attached to it. It's not my favorite instrument in the world, but it does work. So I just kind of call it bass. Come here, bass. I'm missing other questions here. Sasha says, I would love to learn to play bass, but I can't find an affordable one. Everything's really... Prices are really jacked up right now for everything, I tell you. Time for more coffee. I'm slowing down. Toss some more questions at me, chat. And if you don't, I'll do some more lore dropping. But, I'd rather chat with you all. Nothing. Oh, Sasha also says, that's right, I'm going to read all of your stuff on screen. You're welcome. I switched to Linux full-time, and my favorite DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, for those who don't know, doesn't work on it. And I feel ya. I did that for a bit when I was a few years back, and I got very sad that my favorite DAW at the time didn't work on it. Sweaty Man Bag has a real question for me that will take me a second to process, but I'll put it up here. What do you feel is the most critical, non-political issue facing trans people at present? Critical, non-political. That's hard because I think that right now we've just become politicized as people. I can't think of something that's non-political. That's critical. Right. Samara, I got you. Yeah, Samara saying it's all political. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't figure out how to change your name. Sweaty Man Bag. Oh my God. Well, you'll be honored forever. In my voice. You're welcome. Oh my God. So the most critical, non-political. What's the least political issue right now? Like, why is everything so fucking political? It shouldn't be political, right? We should just be able to be like, hey, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Cool? Yeah, cool. Or, hey, I just need to get medicine so I, feel like me, feel like the best me I can be, who I actually am. So, I mean, we've got a lot. I don't know how to answer that, so I'm gonna go over all the things that I know are currently happening that are in my brain, right? So we've got different states with different bills, including gender, controlling gender that goes into different bathrooms, basically policing genitals. It's great, right? Not allowing you to forcing you to go to bathrooms that align with your gender assigned at birth, even though it will put you in danger. We can't have accurate passports for our gender markers anymore, which is great. That's great. And just the whole general people being tricked into hating us kind of thing. I feel like we're finally, hopefully, turning around a little bit, but it takes a lot of voices to get past all the hate that's out there right now. Ooh, we've got some good answers in chat here. I'm gonna put them on the screen, and I will say them out loud like one does. Trinity LaFay says, standards of care. The science behind gender and the transing of such is mostly community supported in my honest opinion. Yeah, that's a really good point. Standards of care it's challenging. It's what you say at work when things are hard, right? It's the corporate lingo. It's challenging. Not I'm frustrated and angry. It's challenging. Sasha says, for me, it's that women's clothing sizes are all lies. It's true. It depends a lot on where you go and how you shop. And yeah, it's never the same, I swear. So if you find one that is accurate, you stick with that. You find them, you hold on to them with white fucking knuckles because you'll never find it ever again. Ladris, aka Samara, says, why tattoos don't count for gender affirming care and should be covered for insurance. I agree. Tattoos, I think, in many ways could be considered gender affirming care, whether they're permanent makeup tattoos, whether they're tattoos to kind of help you with dysphoria, whether just generally. But I mean, I think that queer people in general have been through enough that we all deserve free tattoos. Government subsidized tattoos. Government pays for it. Tattoo artist gets paid. We're all happy. Great. Sasha, you meant in my humble opinion. I'm sorry, it must be different regionally. I thought it was always in my honest opinion. IMHO. Anyway, whatever. Oops. Oh. Tattoo therapy. Yeah, tattoo therapy. Oh, I need a lot more tattoos, but they're expensive. And I'm trying to prioritize my gender affirming care for now. So for now, I'm focusing on getting laser on my face and my legs and feeling good in my body that way. But I do want so many tattoos. Like I got this most recently. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good just in general. And tattoos. I've got these tattoos. I've got one up my sleeve this way, which is just kind of based on Japanese ink block, such as the Great Wave, but that kind of style. which I will eventually bring all the way up and cap. Probably not as densely as this is, but you get it. Up my other sleeve, I've got cool looking dragonfly, which is hard to show you. No, you can see it kind of. Anyway. And then my other tattoo is the first tattoo I ever got, which is on my hip bone, of all places. And I got it when I was 21, maybe 20. And it's just a little red music note. And it's so slutty. There were no signs, right? There were no signs that I was a girl, ever. And now it's all stretched out from my hips growing a little bit and me getting some more padding on me. So I want to go over it and just do like two little cherries, make it even sluttier. Why not? Trinity has hashtag there were no signs. Sasha, you are just all up in the chat here. Sasha says, I have a Bury the River branding on my butt, but that's not a tattoo. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Can't laser that one off. I mean, I guess maybe you could. Taking a breath in between topics because I speak quickly and a lot, and I'm sorry about that. And also, I'm self-conscious. It's just me on screen. My video's bigger, so I can see all my flaws. It's great. And, yeah. Yes, I can see that. So CSN. I don't know if anyone else can in chat. Testing chat. Yeah, Sasha, flaws. I got flaws. And circle the whole screen. Listen, okay, we all get imposter syndrome sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean all the time. And it's been bad lately. Okay? I'm trying to zhuzh my hair up since it's now finally drying a little bit. It's vibing. Just give me a second. And I'll pull the string on my back and I'll start talking again, I promise. I'm so glad you're all here. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. Watching little old me just be awkward on camera. It's great, right? Let's talk about music production. I'm going to say some things and some words you may not know what they mean. I will try to, if I know that they're things that are not layman's terms, I will try to stop and explain them. If I forget, I'm so sorry. Feel free to Google. Feel free to put it in chat for those who might be not understanding of what those words mean. So, music production. I've been actually recording music and publishing it since, the beginning and end of my college years, where I was going to school for majoring in motion graphics and visual effects. So movie magic stuff, doing 3D rendering, doing green screen stuff. At the same time, you're required to take an audio production class. And I was like, ooh, yes, required. Of course, so terrible. And that was, I think, my favorite class of my entire time at college. And at the time, we were learning Pro Tools because, industry standard, all that jazz. I learned a bit on that, and just enough to be dangerous, as they say. And then I ended up switching over to Cubase because at the time I could grab it in some way without paying for it. Don't worry about it. And use that for a little bit for my main DAW, which once again means digital audio workstation. I was also using, I believe it's called Propeller Head Reason, because I don't actually play drums. So I needed something to serve as a drum machine for me so I could make some stuff and do my best to make it sound somewhat believable as a real drum. And I also played around with making kind of like techno-y sounding effects. And I made one song that's on the Robot Showdown album, which, by the way, was the original name of the artist. And I changed it because I was like, this is really silly. I don't want to be known as that. Ended up being how I recorded all of the Robot Showdown album. Once again, I'm going to toss this in chat here. Check out streaming services everywhere, or even go on Bandcamp to find me. But that is Bury the River. It's my recording artist. Currently, there are only instrumental songs out there, but I'm slowly working on adding vocals now that I feel okay about it. I'm still going to have a lot of dysphoria. I have dysphoria right now talking to you all about my voice, but it comes in waves. And I'm hoping to ride the next wave of voice euphoria and use that time to record. Either way, it's going to be a lot of screaming. a lot of fry screaming, a lot of false fry screaming too. So I can go a little bit higher when I do that. It's fun, but also self-conscious. So yay me. So I was talking about digital audio workstations, DAWs, and recording music. You're probably thinking to yourself, how do you record guitar? Oh wait, I've got someone saying something nice to me. Ashlyn Lee says, I envy how femme your voice sounds. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Constant battle. And what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Digital audio workstations and recording. So not only do you need to have a digital audio workstation, you need to have some kind of way to interface your guitar with your computer. And for a while, all I had was just a little adapter to, basically it's a little adapter like this, but it's the reverse, a 1/4-inch jack going into an 1/8-inch jack, which is the standard for headphone plugs at the time. So I would just plug that into the microphone port on my computer and record directly. There's no way for me to adjust the gain, no way for me to adjust the volume. So it was very, very raw and noisy in terms of electronic noise. Don't recommend it. And eventually I ended up buying, shortly after that, a little music interface box that has plugs for both XLR cables for microphones and also standard 1/4-inch jack for plugging in instruments. And so plugs in via USB. I can adjust the gain and volume and master volume. I can even plug in my headphones to it if I want to and have it route through there so it's more accurate. Yeah, it's called the Fast Track Pro by M Audio, and it is, I think, almost 20 years old now. And yeah, it's got to be like at least 18 years old. I've had it for so long, and it's been my best bud. It still works, and I still use it for everything that I record. And do I want a new one? Yeah, I do. And I have a separate recording space in my closet for vocals, for music, that I plan to eventually get one there that's just meant just for microphone. But, moving it is free. And using what you have that still works is free. So that's what I'm doing. By the way, the microphone I have for recording vocals is not just this little guy. It is a very expensive, very standard microphone called the Shure SM-DB, and 7dB, and it is a really expensive microphone, but everyone uses it, and it sounds clear as hell. And I'm so thankful. That one of you fine folks, one of my fans, got it for me. One of my friends now. Thank you. And it will be my path to getting good vocals recorded. So turns out when you scream into something, to a microphone, it usually just kind of sounds like static. So I can adjust the intake volume for it and make it sound good. All right, I see some stuff in chat here. Let's go back. Sasha says, I have an audio interface. I can't recall what it's called. It was a popular one, and it's red if that counts for anything. Probably, I think there was one out there that's pretty popular called the Scarlett. I don't recall what the actual model numbers are, but I think the brand name is like Scarlett. I don't know. And Trinity, I agree. We love a good tool. Something that keeps working is hard to put down. If it works, it's reliable, and then even if it's annoying sometimes, it's the devil you know, not the devil you don't. Oh, Focusrite. All right, Sasha, cool. You said you barely use it. Do you like that one? Do you like the Focusrite 2i2 as a guitar interface? Get back to me when you can. I know you're waiting for an Amazon package. Inherited it from your father-in-law. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. What was I talking about? Music production. So I learned how to use Pro Tools, used that information to know how to use Cubase, which is very similar. Taught myself how to use Propeller Head Reason to make drum beats and sequences. Very fun tool. I miss it. And then that ended up being how my entire album of Robot Showdown was created. Was through that. And I ended up posting it, I think in 2008. That's when the whole thing was published. I was working at Hot Topic at the time. Yes, that's right. I worked at Hot Topic. I was an emo kid, still am. And there was an area where you could have, there were like demo CDs and stuff by new artists or local artists, and I got to put mine up there. And so I was better at hawking my own CD than clothing. So I got a talking to by management, like, hey, I love that you're so good at not selling, because giving away your CD and stuff, your demo CD or your album, whatever it was. Try to be better at focus less on that, focus more on like clothing and selling and upselling stuff. And I'm like, fuck that sucks. But it was fun, and I got my music out there, and it was back when I didn't have any kind of technology to like scribe the label on top of the CD. So it was all sticker based back then, where you kind of stamp the sticker for the cover on the CD. And it got stuck in some of my friend's CD player in his car. I remember him telling me, I'm really happy that I like your music because it's all I can listen to right now. I can't get out of my car. I was like, well, sorry, but you're welcome, I guess. Flash forward, I stopped making music. I think the last thing I was doing, I made the song The Monster back in, I think, 2016. And I think that was the last time I made a song in a very long time. And I fully recorded, composed a song. And it was very different. It was very, it was less layered prog rock guitar, less storytelling, and more aligned with some like new metal kind of stuff. But I wanted to go a different route. I wanted to start to go a little harder, and I wanted to lean more into metal than prog rock or emo or anything like that. And it kind of set the tone for everything coming after. So at that point, I was playing around with Logic Pro for the first time, and very much worth it. It's my favorite digital audio workstation I've ever used. I've used Fruity Loops a little bit. I've used, like I said, Pro Tools and Cubase. I tried using a little bit of, I forget what Adobe's version is, but it's by far my favorite, Logic Pro X. So that was my very first foray into using Logic Pro to make that song. And while it doesn't quite hold up to the standards I have for it these days, I am remastering it. I'm remixing it. I found my old project file, and I'm really happy about that because it sets the tone for the entire EP that I'm working on. And it's really fun to hold on to a piece of you that came before a realization in your life. And it's really fun to be able to see it from a different lens and make it about something else. So The Monster was originally about me dealing with my PTSD in really bad ways, where I would black out and have flashbacks, and I would have a bad time, and I felt like I was a monster. So the lyrics were originally reflecting that, and it's changing when they get released on this new album. So I know it's been a couple of years. I know it's taken some time for me to get it done. I'm sorry. I really want to get it out there. I'm doing it as best I can. But y'all know me. I'm busy, and this podcast is a weekly thing and a constant responsibility and priority of mine, because I get to chill with all of you fine folks and support you and support the community and give us a boost and give us some laughs and some joy. But that's the idea. All right. I'm sure you folks put some stuff in chat here. Let's see here from Tracy250. Oh my, didn't think about stickers getting stuck. I do so remember stickers on CDs and such. I'm just a tech nerd rather than an audio nerd. So that's, it's cool. We're all nerds here. Pretty sure. You get the joy of seeing me weekly as well. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to look through the lens at you all. Sasha says, hoping my creative brain swings back around to photography sometime. Yeah, I hope it does too. Creating is, I don't know, it's very special to me. I feel more in tune with myself and sometimes those around me when I'm creating. And depending on what I'm creating, certain emotions, or I'm processing trauma, or that's my secret, Captain. I'm always processing trauma. That's my secret. Well, folks, it's been an hour of me talking at you. I'm going to take a break, and I'm probably not going to go anywhere, but technically we'll be on intermission. So have a fun time, and I'll probably keep talking to you in a second.